Okay, what's up? It's doing fine, but no, not no. Okay. We're reacting to five most haunted objects in the world. Let's get into this. Subscribe, like, and comment.
You know, one thing I love about Europe is its history, and in particular, I really love castles. I don't know what it is about castles that fascinate me so much. I love visiting them, I love learning about their history. This might sound really weird, but I especially love haunted castles. And to me, every castle in the world is haunted, and they all seem to be haunted by similar types of ghosts, like a lady in a white dress, or some guy with his head chopped off, or the scariest of all, little kids. Now, I love haunted castles and all, but you will never see me go into one alone or at night. I mean, that's how horror movies start, and Asians don't usually fare well in horror movies. That's why in all those freaky Japanese horror films, basically everybody dies and there's almost never a good ending. Also, just want to say, Asian ghosts way
I know.
scarier than any other ghosts. Don't believe me? Go watch The Grudge or the original Japanese version of The Ring. Oh, and speaking of The Ring, that was one of the last horror films I've ever seen. I made the mistake of taking a date to that movie, and yeah, kind of screamed like a little girl. Anyway, when we think of things that are haunted, we typically think of houses, or like I mentioned before, castles. But there are all sorts of things that could be haunted, including objects. So here are some of the most haunted objects ever recorded in history. When Robert Eugene Otto, Gene for short, was only 4 years old, his parents brought him a present, and it was a doll that looked kind of like a human being, but also kind of like Jason from Friday the 13th. I mean, come on, parents, stop bringing creepy dolls home to your kids. There really should be a PSA about this. Hi, this is a kind reminder for parents to not bring home creepy dolls to your children. These dolls could potentially come alive and murder your whole family. Anyway, the doll wore a sailor suit and carried a miniature stuffed lion, so this doll had a stuffed animal. Gene named the doll Robert after himself, and as soon as the doll came into Gene's life,
Robert the doll's creepy.
weird things started to happen to the family's home. Gene's parents would periodically hear Gene giggling with someone with a deep voice as they walked by his closed bedroom door. Hearing your kids giggle with some doll with a deep voice, you know what? That could be a call for concern here. Also, furniture overturned in rooms where Robert was left in. Gene began having horrible nightmares. Toys would disappear and reappear mutilated. And whenever something goes wrong, Gene would say, Robert did it. You know, if I was the parents and my kid told me that all these crazy things going on in my house is done by this creepy little doll, you know what? I'd pee my pants a little, not gonna lie. So then the family decided that the best thing to do after all this is to, nope, not burn the doll to ashes, but to move it to the attic, because nothing ever bad happens in the attic, and the attic is a magical place where, you know, no evil forces can ever possibly escape from. So while the doll was securely put away in the attic, people passing by the house claimed to see a small figure moving from window to window. Robert the doll is now at Key West at the Fort East Martello Museum, because that's also a good way to deal with a haunted evil demon doll. Put it in a museum where everyone can have contact with it. So if you ever come into possession of a possessed doll, here's what I think you should do. First of all, you should never bury it, because you know some guy's gonna come around with a metal detector and accidentally dig it up and think, oh hey, this will be a good present for my kid. Also, never throw it into the ocean, cause same scenario. Some guy's out walking his dog gonna find this doll and think, hey, this is a perfectly fine doll, just a little wet and dirty and nasty and looks like a demon. This will make a great present for my kid. You should always just burn the heck out of the doll with holy fire and never turn your back to it. While I'm on this, people, stop giving your kids random creepy old dolls. Go to Target, buy a brand new unpossessed non-demon doll. Next, The Hands Resist Him painting. This painting is often referred to as the haunted eBay painting, well, because it was put on auction on eBay in February of 2000. The painting was found at an old brewery by a couple from California, and they claimed that the characters in the painting sometimes move on their own at night, and occasionally even leave the painting itself. A disclaimer was included with the listing, absolving the seller from all liability if the painting was purchased. So what? The seller is not liable if the painting scratches, dents, or if the people inside the painting comes out and stabs you. The artist Bill Stoneham said the painting was based off a photograph his parents took of him and a neighbor when they were children, but did also say that both the owner of the gallery in which the painting was first displayed and the art critic who reviewed it died within 1 year of coming into contact with the painting. Some people also claimed that simply viewing the photos of the painting made them feel ill or have eventually sold for $1,025 because apparently there are people out there who like to deck out their homes with potentially haunted paintings. Also, I don't really care if the painting is haunted. I mean, just look at it. Do you really want this creepy painting of what kind of looks like young Frankenstein and a human-sized doll with no eyeballs hanging up on your walls? Number 3, Annabelle the Dolls.
Got somewhere to go? You're all charged up, but your phone isn't.
Seen that horror movie, Annabelle? Well, supposedly it's based on a real story. The story goes the doll was passed on to a nursing student named Donna after it was given to her by her mother. Soon Donna and her roommate Angie began noticing that the doll had moved positions around the room on its own. A friend of theirs, Lou, who was staying with the women, claimed that the doll had tried to strangle him in the middle of the night and gave him visible scratch marks. So the girls started finding notes around the house that said, "Help me." I mean, if my doll decided to strangle my friend and write creepy notes and leaving them around my house, you know what? I'm setting that thing on fire. So again, instead of just burning this thing like I mentioned before, these girls decided to take the doll to a medium. The medium told the girls that the doll was possessed by a spirit of a little girl named Annabelle, and that Annabelle just wanted to be safe with them, and she didn't mean any harm. I mean, come on, you cannot possibly believe this sob story from a demon doll. But apparently Angie and Donna did and decided that, you know what, even evil, murderous dolls deserve a second chance, so then they took Annabelle back home with them. Of course, more crazy things happened. Donna and Angie had to call paranormal experts Lorraine and Ed Warren. The Warrens determined, I don't know how exactly, that Annabelle was actually a demon posing as the spirit of the little girl, and that this demon doll was trying to steal one of the nursing students' soul. So if you want to see this demon doll today, and I don't know why you would, it is at the Warrens' Occult Museum and is even said to have killed one of the museum's visitors. According to the museum's website, the visitor allegedly got into a motorcycle accident on the way home after taunting the doll. Again, why this doll is not a pile of ashes, I have no idea, and why do people want to go to this museum of haunted stuff? Next, the Bassano vase, or vase. This vase was supposedly created in Italy during the 15th century. In 1988, it was found with a note that read, "Beware, this vase brings death." Then, of course, the person that found this and the note decided that, you know what, yeah, I should sell it. So 3 months after it was sold, its new owner died. And then the next owner died as well after a couple of months. So this horrific cycle continued until finally the police decided that, yeah, this thing has got to stop. So they took the vase and they went and buried it in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why you don't take this thing and smash it into 1,000 pieces and throw the remains into the ocean. Because anytime something is buried in a horror film, it always comes back. And finally, the Myrtles Plantation mirror. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana is considered one of America's most haunted houses. One story from the haunted plantation is about the mirror that resides there. According to popular legend, a slave named Chloe poisoned 3 members of the family, Sarah, the lady of the plantation, and her 2 daughters, using a cake that she baked. Traditions dictate that when a family member dies, all mirrors in the house must be covered so the souls of the dead could pass over. But every single mirror in the plantation was covered except except for one. That one mirror is said to have trapped the souls of Sarah and her daughters. Visitors at the over 200-year-old plantation report seeing handprints on the glass allegedly belonging to the mother and daughters. Also, strange drip marks would appear and run the length of the mirror and can't remove the residue. Visitors have also spotted figures in old-fashioned clothing lurking inside the mirror's glass. And just so you know, the Myrtles plantation is now a bed and breakfast in case you're one of those who want to spend the night at a haunted house. So what we learned today from this video is that if you accidentally find an old or evil-looking doll, don't give it to your kids. Also, don't buy or sell creepy old cursed stuff on eBay. Alright guys, let me know how you would deal with an evil murderous demon doll. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.
Alright, that would be it for today. And subscribe, like, and comment.